All right, what do we got here? Looks like Rich Fear versus Brandon Clark. It's just a weekly 10-ball tournament, race to 4 on the A side. Looks like Rich won the lag, so he'll be breaking first. It's opponent rack. Dry breaks the first one. See what Brandon can do here. It's a tough cut. Probably a better idea to play safe. It's hard to tell what you're going to get out of this. If you make the ball, whether you're going to have a legit shot at the 2 or not. Makes the ball. Looks like he might be able to see the 2. It's not easy, though. Yeah, it wasn't going to have much of a shot there. I know from playing Brandon a few times that he doesn't play a whole lot of safeties unless he absolutely has to. Yeah, Rich came up short. He wanted to be a little further. He just didn't want to overrun it and hook himself, but he can spin this with some low right and go 2 rails to the bottom rail for the 4. Just like that. He overcut the ball. He overcut it, which is why he ended up coming off this direction and hit this rail. If he wouldn't have, he would have hit that bottom rail. Brandon shot that a little fast. Try to go rail first. But take your time with rail first shots. Make sure you're hitting them good. It's really easy to not make the ball. Yeah, Rich tried shooting that with a little bit of right-hand English. Try to come 4 rails, technically shaped to the 4. But he didn't hit it good. He shot kind of fast as well. Give Brandon ball in hand here. 3 must go on the side. He's going to float down to short side, it looks like. Well, coming right around. It's a good shot. Thought the 7 might be too far over for him to be able to get around it, but he hit that good. I would have probably played that out to try to come to the center table, but that was a pretty smart shot. Make sure and leave yourself a chance here and not do something that hooks you. Came up a little short. If he shoots this with some right-hand English, he can come 3 rails, play the 7 in the same pocket, basically coming off like this. He jacked up for some reason. But he didn't leave Rich much of a shot here. Safety's even kind of hard from here, too. He's probably going to try playing this, trying to get cover. I don't know, man, what the best safe is here, because that 8's kind of blocking a really good way of banking this 2 rails out. Yeah, I'm going to use a 7 for cover. Didn't get it, but distance in rotation pool is your friend. Even if you don't get the dead hook, then you're still getting safe by leaving distance. Brandon fired at that and got pretty good little roll here. Rich is going to try to bank combo the 9 in here. Yeah, not bad. Gonna try to play the combo on the 10. With where that 9 was sitting, you just gotta act like the 9's not even there. Play the combo or play the bank as if the 9's not there, and the 9 will go. Yeah, I don't know if Rich was really playing that as a 2-way. or just trying to make that combo. He shot it pretty fast, but put a lot of right hand English on that ball. Man, these guys are missing a lot of shots here they shouldn't be missing. Brandon shot that fast and just missed. He didn't even get shape either. So Rich is going to probably hit this with just center ball, maybe a little bit of right hand English, and just get the cue ball to come back and forth. Yeah, mostly just center ball there. And he overhit it. I always like playing a little closer when I can to my object ball. So I always put a little bit of low or a little bit of right hand English on that. I like using English when I'm cutting balls. And I also like the fact that I could have got closer to the 7 back here. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot. Once again, he didn't get cover, but he left a long, difficult shot. I don't know if he can see the 7 to cut it or if he just has to try to play some kind of safety. He might be looking at a 2-railer to this corner here. Oh, he can't see it. That was a good shot. Yeah. Brandon just come with a good shot, and nothing you can do about that. I know Rich and a lot of guys would probably cross bank this 8 here into this pocket. I'm not the best at those cross banks, so I would play it to the corner. You just got to really watch out for coming across and scratching. Yeah, he hit it good, but put that little bit of right hand English on there and brought it backwards and left himself tough on the 10. He could have put that with left hand English and spun this direction, and then no matter where he gets, he's going to have an easy shot on that 10 because he pretty much has this whole part of the table down here to be able to make that 10 easy. But game 1 with 150 innings, looks like it's going to finally get Rich to straight in 10 ball. Told Rich that I would jump in and commentate a few of these on table 1 for this weekly tournament. Texted him a little bit ago because I'm at the house watching the World Series. Figured I'd do this while I was, but I didn't know they were going to turn this into a marathon match. Game 1 in the books. About a 10-minute game. I didn't know they were going to turn this into a marathon. If you go back and watch this, Brandon, this is one of the things I know I've mentioned to you a few times, but you have a really good eye. You're really good at moving around the table. You just need to slow down a little bit. Give that a little extra focus, and you'll be pocketing balls and playing shape a lot better if you just take a little bit more time. Rich will probably start with a push here. It's tough because almost any push you push into, you're going to be leaving your opponent a shot. You might be pushing to a jump shot here. Yep. Well, you might be able to see this rail first. The side pocket might be in the way, though. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think the side pocket was in the way of pocketing that rail first. He might have been better off looking for an angle to try to clip the one and play a safety instead of something like this. But it's an ugly table. 2 to 3 is pretty easy. 3 to the 4 kind of depends what he wants to do. I don't know if the 4. Oops, wrong one. I don't know if the 4 passes the 6 to this pocket. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it does. So he could always play shape up into this spot here to play that 4. Or depending on the angle he gets, he could also float the cue ball down and run into this ball down here. And yeah, I think he's gonna have to play the 4 in the corner. As I say, he could play the combo on the 8 if he gets down there, but he's on the wrong side of the 3 for that. He still tried coming around, leaving himself a back cut combo. Just missed the ball. Yeah, smart containing safety. It's always going to be hard to play this so that you get ball in hand, but definitely taking away a ton of options here from Rich. Looks like he's going to try to play the 4. This might be one of those trying to get a good hit, knowing that it's going to go in the direction, and hopefully that if it does go, you call that ball, because the last thing you want to do is pocket something, have your opponent have the option. He's probably playing more safety than anything here. Just like that. Well, you might be able to see this to pocket it. I called the 10, I think. Nope, he did go for that. And he's going to come up just enough to be able to probably clip this. Might need to go rail first. If he could clip it. I don't know what his plan was there, other than just hitting the ball. Not sure he really had a plan. But he left Rich a chance here. Yeah, he could just float this in. He'd rather have been off the rail so he could just stun and stay on the bottom side of the 6, like down in this area. But he can still float up here, make it work. Yeah, he wanted to come a little further. He wanted to be able to play the 6 and have the cue ball come off like this. But now he's got to force it. Yeah. Close to that 7. Yeah, he's going for a safety here. He's going to try to just pin this behind the 10, 2 rails. Yeah, he nudged the 10, but was able to get back up on it. So Brandon's going to have to go 1 rail with this. Most likely, he isn't going to hammer it, so he'll end up probably leaving Rich a chance to get out here. Yeah. That's one of those you got to really look at, because I don't think he really had a chance to make that ball either because of the side pocket. So he'd have been better off playing that with some speed and trying to get the cue ball and 7 ball separated end to end. But Rich might have got a little lucky there. He hit that bad, got that nudge off the 9, and then might have come out just enough. Yeah, I think he did. It's pretty fortunate there. Could have easily hit a little bit more of the 9 ball and really been in bad shape. But then he hits that one kind of funny. Now he's on the wrong side of the 9, so now he's going to have to come with a good shot here. thought he scratched. I thought he did too for a second. That's one of those, you want to shoot those with some inside and come 3 rolls around, but you're coming at a direction where you're going to be coming off this direction, which is bad to play the 10. So we played that with some low left so he can come straight back across and be on the good side for the 10. Takes a 2-0 lead with the break. Alternate break format. I believe whoever wins this will be playing Benji for the hot seat. Looks like there's a couple people watching the stream right now. Let me know who's out there. I'm curious, so that I know I'm not all alone. Yeah, the winner of this will be playing Benji for the hot seat. Rich crushed the break there, and he might have a shot at the 1. Sucks that the cue ball's on the rail because it makes it tough to level out and put a good stroke on the ball and draw back for the 2. You're gonna have to dig down into it, which always makes it harder to pocket the ball. A little angle. He's gonna go for the early here. Oh wow. Early 10s might not count. I'm not sure. See what he does here to be able to pocket the 3 too. I don't know if the 3 goes clean. It must. No, he didn't make the 2 anyways. He shot it to hold shape for the 3. He might have needed to bank the 3 too, though, by the looks of it. We're going to come around and scratch. So with ball in hand here, Rich should set himself up so that he can play this. He's going to play it close because he wants to come over to here. Yeah, didn't want to hit it too hard. Yeah, I'd like them to see him put the cue ball closer to the 2 here so that when he clips the 2, he's coming in this direction, which sends him up further up table this way. Yeah, that's a good shot. He's just going to have to bank this ball. 6 goes in both these right-hand corner pockets, so. Missed it. I don't know what he was trying there. I looked away for a second. Let's see what it was. Oh, he did try the bank. All right. Missed it. I don't know what he was trying there. Yeah, Brandon's trying to get out here. Yeah, good shot. Just stun this back over a little bit. Should be 2-1 with the break. Oh, shooting so fast, he almost hung it. He overdrew that ball for no reason, left himself a little back cut, which is still simple, and then almost missed the 10. That'll be Rich's rack. watching the World Series on my TV and commentating on my laptop, and on my phone, I'm watching Savannah Easton play Jose Perica right now on her own stream. She's up 3-2, race to 6. She's been streaming all day. It's in California at Aloha Billiards. It's the Savannah Easton 9-Ball Open Invitational, and she's won 4 or 5 matches, and she's still on the A side. And then her and Jose Perica are fighting it out. Oh, all right, what's Brandon doing here? Missed the one on the side. Bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays are leading 4-3. They got 1 on base and 0 outs. Huh. They might just win this thing. Dodgers only have one inning left to get it figured out to be able to get some points on the board. Top of the 9th, if they don't score at least 1 run to tie it up, they're going to be done. Yeah. I'm trying to play safe. It's hard to play safeties, though, when you don't play them that often, and then you try to pull them out of your bag every once in a while for a match like this. It's hard to play a good safety. It's hard to know how thick to hit the balls, how thin to hit the balls, the speed. You're just so used to being offensive and just pushing the pace and pocketing balls and moving the cue ball around. It's hard to change that mindset. Early 10s must count here, or else he wouldn't be going for this right now. Yeah, fouled. Let's see what he did here. Gave up ball in hand. Not sure what he did. See what the replay is. Change that mindset. Early 10s must count here, or else he wouldn't be going for this right now. So he fouled. And then the cue ball or the 1 ball ran into the 8. So when you bump a ball, it's not a foul because it's cue ball foul only. However, if that ball impedes the path of any other ball moving on the table, including the cue ball, and or if the cue ball or another ball rolls through the path of where it used to be, which changes the outcome of the shot, then it's a foul. He just shot that early 10 really fast, missed it, and now he's in bad shape. Rich plays a pretty good safety here. 6 is in a funny spot. He's going to have to figure out a way to get to the 5 to be able to separate the 6-9 and have a shot at the 6. And I only say that because Rich likes to bank the balls, but I am not sure, and it might bank here without hitting the 9. No, he's not going to get ball in hand anyways. I always try to come up with what to do if you get ball in hand. That way it keeps my mind off of negative stuff. Just keeps me thinking about a plan when I get up there. Or if I know the safety or I know they're going to get a good hit, then I start thinking about what other safe or what else I'm going to do next. I try to keep my mind always thinking about those things or else it starts losing focus, and that's never good. Yeah, he doesn't get safe as far as a hook, but he gets safe in the fact that I don't believe Brandon can pocket this 4. So he's going to have to play a safe back. Not sure what to do here. That'll work. It's going to leave Rich kicking, it looks like. Rich is going to try to kick and stick and keep the cue ball down below the 5. There you go. What a great shot. What a great shot. Probably use a little bit of left-hand English on that. That cue ball to not travel with the object ball and try to kill its momentum. So it's a good shot. We get balling in. Rich can shoot this and try to run into this pack. He's going to want to hit the 6 ball, though, because he wants to make sure he can still see the 5. Yeah, he wanted to hit less of the 6. So he wanted to hit on the left-hand side of the 6 ball. Hitting it full, pushed the cue ball back out here and kept the 6 in a bad spot. But if he hits on the left-hand side, then the 6 would have banked out this way a little, and the cue ball would have came down here. I'm sure that's what he was trying to do. And right here, he's trying to play a safety, which was smart, but he didn't get it. Now, Brandon, he can play a safety by shooting this just a little bit of draw into the 5, try to draw the cue ball back here and send the 5 up table this direction for a safety. That's what he was trying to do, but he didn't get behind the 6. I don't think he left Rich a ball he can pocket. Yeah, he really needed to focus on planting that cue ball, at least on the side rail there, because losing the cue ball is going to give Rich a shot no matter where that 5 goes, whether it's an easy kick shot or whatever. So now Rich is going to thin this, try to leave it tied up in there with the 6 or with the 9 ball. Try to get to the side rail, just like that. Good shot. I doubt 3 fouls in effect. Probably isn't going to matter a whole lot. Brandon's not on a foul yet. With balls tied up like this would be a good spot to try to get on it, but he's most likely going to get a hit. Yeah, I was going to say he's most likely going to get a hit. He's going to leave Rich a pretty standard bank with pretty natural shape to the 7, so Rich is going to need to try to get out here. Tried to hit it soft and hold shape. I think maybe I should text these guys and tell them I'm not going to commentate anymore because they're clearly trying too hard to impress me. Oh, I killed that ball. Made this more difficult than it needed to be. Yeah, he's going to get punished for it. He's not really thinking about being on the right side, the correct side of the balls. He could have played that 7 a little different to try to get a little further over for the 8 ball to play the 8 naturally down to the 9. Where he was on the 8, he could have played it with draw instead and drew the cue ball off like this to be good to the 9. Or just don't hit that ball with right-hand English. Hit it more center, maybe even a little bit of left-hand English, because there's going to be a little bit of cut a deuce throw that's going to put a little spin on the ball anyways, but hit it with a little bit of left-hand English so that the cue ball would have came down this direction. But past that, Rich is going to take a 3-1 lead. Brandon missed a couple opportunities here. He had that early 10 with the 4-10, and then he had this chance here to get out. Just didn't focus on getting on the correct side of those balls and left himself a tough 9. And it's going to be Rich's break, too, because he broke the first one. Yeah, Dodgers are in the top of the 9th. They have to get a run here or the World Series is over. Yeah. lot of pop on that. Made 3 balls. Probably should have made 4. That 4 ball somehow jawed up there. And has a shot on the 1. 3 goes in the side or the corner. Yeah. Try to put a little bit of right-hand English on that to get to the play that in the corner. Just missed the ball. Brandon's got a pretty good opportunity here. Rich could have also played that with just a little bit of, wow, he hit that pretty hard. Considering how thin he's going to be. Got himself hooked. Rich could have played that 1 and come straight back up table this direction. Would have left him a shot because he could have came over anywhere in here. He's going to have shots. But doing that, you bring in that top left corner pocket into play for safety, or for a scratch. So he didn't want to do that. 4 ball sitting in an easy spot with natural shape to the 6. So Rich doesn't really have to do much here with the 3 other than just make sure he's not bridging over the 10. Shoot in the corner. Just make sure he's getting away from playing the cue ball off of anything. Just keep it simple. That was not simple. It's not hard, but definitely not needed. I mean, he literally could have just kept the cue ball in this area here and played pretty easy shape to this 6 without doing too much with it. Pretty similar shape. But still going to make it work. He's not going to hold this ball. He's going to come off the end rail and back down. Yep. Same here. I'm not sure how much angle he's got, but he can always come off this end rail and back out. And I put a little left on that. Not bad. Just going to roll this in, take his longer shot on the 10. Oh, he should have. Instead, he decided to scratch and give Brandon the game there. I would have liked to see Rich just roll the ball in, leave the cue ball in this general vicinity down here, and then shoot that 10 ball. He tried to force it, tried to get back over across table, and ultimately ended up scratching, obviously. But he was too close to the rail to be able to put a really good stroke on the ball and control that cue ball where he needed to go. Because, he was trying to come off with some right-hand English, come off and spin the cue ball to here for an easy 10 into the bottom left. But being on the rail and bridging down into that, he can't put as much on there as he'd like or as good of a stroke. That's why I was saying he should just roll that in, keep it simple. Well, this is a pretty good table. I mean, there's balls everywhere, but as long as he gets pretty straight on this 2 ball, he did scratch, right? I see something else happen there. Yeah, he scratched. Brandon just playing with him, putting it there. But he could put the cue ball in this kind of spot right here, play the combo, and have the cue ball come out down this path. Or he can put the cue ball on the backside here and just play this with center ball, come up table this way. Maybe a little bit of low, a little bit of left, depending on the angle he gives himself. But he wants to get into a good straight line on the 2. If he gets a good straight line on the 2, then everything's pretty simple from there. I mean, just stop shot on the 2, roll the 3 into this side here, roll the 4 in here, 5, 6, everything's pretty natural. See, I didn't like that because now he's going to have to come around table and get here. Just more work. Yeah, he hit that pretty good though. Just going to draw off, come back out like this. Yeah, in a good spot. Everything's pretty natural. Getting from the 6 to the 7 seems simple, but when those balls are sitting deep in those pockets, it's never simple. It's easy to catch one of the points and come off funny. Yeah, or catch a ball. Yeah. He's using some right hand English trying to come around the set of balls coming into the path of the 7, which is normal, but he caught the 6 thinner than what he would like to have. So the cue ball didn't deflect off as much this direction. It kind of caught more into the rail and came straight off this direction. So just a little thin on the ball. And he's going to get a pretty good leave out of that. Yeah, got pretty fortunate there. Didn't really leave Brandon much. It's like in the corner of the screen over here, Benji's patiently or most likely impatiently waiting for his match with the winner of this. Brandon got a hit and got a fairly fortunate leave out of it. Rich is probably going to play a safety back. Got Uncle Fester, otherwise known as Scott Zerk, making an appearance right here. He's playing on table 2, it looks like. Oh, that's probably going to be it. It was a good try. Probably would have been out from there, but yeah, good shot. Really good control. Probably take a little extra second here. Just make sure you're not doing anything funky. It's pretty natural. You just don't want to overrun this and bring the side pocket into play here. So you want to either put a little bit more outside on it so you hit the side rail. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just need to take a little extra second there to make sure he eliminated the one problem that could happen on the table. Yep. And he wins it 4-2. Wasn't pretty, but it worked. All right. If you're out there listening, they're going to start another one for the hot seat match. I'm not sure when, but when it does, I'll be commentating that one too. Be Rich Fair versus Benji Grow.